Hi, it's Adam from realitymanifestation.com. Within this video, you're going to learn the power of detachment to be able to improve the overall quality of your life and your well-being, and to make attracting love and success much easier. Now, getting straight into it, a big misconception when it comes to being detached, and this is going to take me a few moments to explain this. To be truly detached from outcomes and circumstances within your life is only possible by being detached and free of your ego. And what I mean by ego is being detached and separated from the false sense of self. And many people claim and believe that they're free of their ego and their identity whilst they're in this physical form, and have what I like to call a human psychology, because what we truly are at our deepest level goes beyond our minds and our temporary minds of this temporary human experience. To take a quote from the Buddha to help illustrate this, is that the root of suffering is attachment. This goes further than just attachment to possessions or outcomes, but basically not being able to truly accept the present moment. And by accepting the present moment fully and becoming truly present, this is when we start to detach from the false sense of self, which is where the root of suffering truly comes from, because everything is always perfect when you're truly within the present moment. It's always our thoughts and the meanings we attach to our experiences and how we're perceiving things through our ego that creates the suffering. And just to clarify what I mean by ego, I don't mean the common use of the word with someone who's egotistical, someone who likes to show off, or someone who's all about them and being number one, but I mean more from an Eastern perspective and teaching about the false sense of self. And just before I go through why I've gone through all of this, I want to make it clear I'm not claiming that I'm free of ego, as a lot of people are under the misconception when they identify less with their individual sense of self, or they start to become more quote-unquote spiritual, that they're now free of ego, which in this context they're less attached, but they still have a level of attachment. And when it comes to what I like to call our human psychology, it's not possible to ever be fully detached whilst you're still within the ego, still within the human mind, because the very way it's wired is to make us move towards either gaining pleasure or avoiding pain. We're never fully detached within our minds. And the reason this is important to be aware of before I go through how to use this practically to attract what you want into your life, as it leads a lot of people in the spiritual community, and I've also done this myself in the past, is that it leads them to suppressing how they really feel, and it leads them to becoming apathetic, which is the worst state to be in if you're wanting to make any real changes in your life. And if you're looking for complete, true detachment, you're looking more towards a spiritual journey towards enlightenment, which is not something at this time, or I may never want to teach, because like I said previously, I don't claim to be enlightened, although I've had experiences without the use of psychedelics where I've been completely detached from my sense of self. And during those states, there's nothing you are attached to or that you want to attract into your life, because there's not even a sense of self to want anything. So now bringing this back into more practical terms of how you can apply this into your life, it's okay for your mind to have a level of attachment, because that's how our mind is wired. If you had no attachment whatsoever, you wouldn't take any action, you wouldn't send any vibrations, you wouldn't make any changes in your mind, or reprogramming your subconscious and unconscious mind to manifest changes. However, problems occur when you start to feel like you need something in your life to be happy or fulfilled. And when you're intending to attract something and you're sending out vibrations to attract it, if you're sending out vibrations of "I'm wanting this," this is basically telling the universe that you don't have it, so it'll do the opposite. But also, which is covered really well in a book called Reality Transurfing, a concept called excess potential will be created when you're trying to put too much importance on something you want to attract. To simplify it, basically the universe likes to be in balance, and if you're creating an excessive amount of energy, of vibrations you're sending out to attract something, basically the universe will send out balancing forces to counterbalance it, to restore the balance, and it will do the opposite. It will basically be like a tidal wave crashing into a rock, and it will block the power of the tidal wave from travelling any further, which is the same of what you're intending to go out into the universe to come back and be attracted into your life. Wanting in itself can be a creative energy if it's transmuted and used correctly. So the ideal state you want to be in is a sense of wanting that you transmute into feeling of already having, with resolving any inner conflicts so you feel a pull to move towards what you're wanting to manifest, with a sense of certainty that it will happen, but also being completely okay if you don't get it, because you're already fulfilled and feel completed from within. So you still go out to intend to attract what you want into your life, but from a sense of already feeling complete, that it would just be something that adds to your life, but you don't need it. From this frame of mind, we'll be creating excess potential in terms of attracting love in relationships. You're becoming more from a place of already loving yourself, and until you already truly love yourself, you can't truly love others, because you're becoming from a perspective, even if you're not consciously aware of it, of wanting the partner to fill a void that you have from within. Now, to be able to practically create these shifts within your psyche, you want to become aware of your rules and what has to happen in order for you to feel good enough, which I've already done a video on, which I'll leave a link to down below. And becoming aware of your blueprint, basically your model of the world, and what you think different areas of your life should be like, which greatly determines whether you'll be happy or dissatisfied in that area. And working on your rules and becoming aware and maybe creating changes within your blueprint will make it so you'll naturally be able to be less detached to an outcome and not create so much excessive potential. So coming from a place of wanting and creating it with a feeling of already having, and that you're not needing something in your life, will make it much easier for it to manifest. And also combining this with techniques, which I'll also leave a video to down below, of how to attract what you're wanting faster. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, if you could like the video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Also share this with anyone who you'd think would benefit from what's been covered within the video, and comment down below on any methods or techniques that you've used that made you less attached to an outcome or situation in your life. I hope you found this video useful, and I shall see you soon.